on, everyone? It is episode 164, recorded on Sunday, April 30th, 2023. I'm Drew. And hey, John, what did the cannibal do after he dumped his girlfriend? He wiped his ass.
Oh, God.
You thought last week was bad? Just wait till you hear what Drew and John have to say on a brand new episode of the Dads After Dark show. And here they are.
What's going on, everyone? On tonight's episode, we talk Indie World. Yes, 11 days later. Is the NSO good? And Tears of the Kingdom is so close. So let's talk about it, John. Buddy, what's going on this week? How you doing?
Close. It's so close. It is
close.
Weird that it's getting. It's like I'm so used to waiting for a date, waiting for a trailer, waiting for the delay, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's less than 2 weeks away right now. That's kind of crazy, dude.
It is.
I'm excited.
No,
I've been. Oh no, are we talking Zelda? Or were you still asking me?
I'm just saying, I'm kind of like under the radar on it. Like I'm trying to forget about it, but I'm not. Like it's there.
You can't.
I can.
Did you see the new video trailer they put out? It was sort of like a shortened version of the last big trailer they did. I like it. It seems like it's a good commercial. I don't really watch TV with commercials, but it seems like it's a good commercial length version of it. It's like a minute long. Go to their YouTube and see it. It's pretty good.
All right, I'm on it.
But I'm doing good. Got some good Cedric news.
Oh,
he got his first.
Fascinate me.
He got his first job. First job.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? It was like it's a job where he has to take care of like hiking trails, so it's kind of this outdoorsy. I think I talked about it before, but it's kind of outdoorsy, and he's going to be like basically walking all day, doing
great.
like outdoor stuff. Yeah,
we might have to invite him on to do a little Drew's Nature Wild Preserve. I mean, he's got to come across some good stuff, like some dead animals or something. I mean, if he's is that kind of his job to make sure there's nothing going on, making sure?
I think that's got to be part of it. I think it's just maintaining the trails. We have a lot of hiking trails in the area,
Sure.
and maintaining the trails. And he's excited for it. He's an outdoorsy guy. He had an interview for it, and that was like 10 minutes about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he got the job. He found out while he was in Pittsburgh, and so yeah, that's
great.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
He's gonna get paid, and
do you think he'll come across any like couples like BJ or having sex or something in the woods?
I mean, if we're lucky, yes. It'll just help to teach him, kind of practical experience sort of thing.
You're right. Just don't record it.
Yeah. Well, oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
I have like a little service announcement. I'm the elder of us two, right, Drew?
Quite elder.
And, when you get a little bit older, you have to start thinking about your first colonoscopy.
Oh.
And it's not a good time. So the age used to be 50, right? You get your first colonoscopy.
I thought it was
at
40.
50. No, 50. So you're set, man.
Oh. Woo.
But I think like the last year or two, they changed the age to 45 as the recommended. And take that for what you will. Is that just big colonoscopy trying to get extra money? I don't know.
Maybe a little,
So I'm in the range, right? I'm 46 now, and I'm in the range. But I went to the doctor and just got a checkup. My final medical checkup for my eye thing. I'm done now. The eyes are officially in the past. And she was kind of asking me about like colonoscopies or whatever.
Female?
It was a lady.
She hot?
No. Okay. And she mentioned Cologuard, which was really funny because there's an SNL skit about Cologuard, which made me cry. I was laughing so hard. And go look for it. It's the Woody Harrelson SNL skit Cologuard. So yeah, I have a Cologuard box. So do you know what this is?
Home colon cancer screening test.
Yeah. So I didn't really know what it was. I kind of heard about it, but they send you this big box. It's fairly big. I have it right here.
Wait, you got it? This is amazing. Can you
look? See? It's hard to tell. Here it is next to my head. It's like head size.
I
And I
like
have a
how
big
it looks like a penis inserted into a vagina there, or maybe that's a finger.
something
That's,
like that.
That's like
So
the logo.
I know. So they send this box, and today I spent some time reviewing it. I'm not going to do it till tomorrow, but I spent some time reviewing it, the instructions, how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And it's a whole process. But basically, you have this big, I'm not going to grab it, but you have this think of like
I kind of want you to. I
a
kind of
big,
want to see it.
you want to see it? All right,
I'm
hold
not
on.
gonna lie. Do you need me to help? Like, do you want me to like film it tomorrow? Like to make sure. Do you want me to like? You want to
Yeah.
Zoom call it to make sure I can monitor?
I'll zoom.
All right, just spread the cheats right here. You can do it right
I've
in
got
the sit up in that
nothing
chair.
Okay, see this bucket?
Wow, that's like
You have to shit in this bucket.
Stop.
Yeah, no. Like there's a
This is incredible. There's
a bracket. Look at this.
What is that contraption? That was
Okay,
a toilet seat.
You put this under the toilet seat, and then you put the bucket, ready, in there.
God. This is. Can you please clip this video and we gotta post it somewhere? But keep going.
I feel like we should do advertising.
What happens if you have like a big shit?
Oh my God, we should contact Cologuard and see if they'd sponsor our podcast.
That being, I mean, I might as well start now. So when it's time, I get one for free.
So
I'll do one now if they give me a free sample.
Let's do it. So yeah, you have to put that on the toilet and whatever, and then you have to shit in it. Now here's my what I'm scared about is where do you target that thing? I don't know how to target it, so we'll see. But like, I think the idea is, you get a little bit out, and then you maybe get it out of there. Try not to vomit while you're doing it.
I still have a lot of questions here. Colonoscopy. Why are you shitting? I thought it was just a matter of someone putting your finger up your bum.
No. So a colonoscopy is a medical procedure. They knock you out or whatever. Maybe sometimes they don't knock you out.
Do they?
There's multiple.
They shove the tube up there.
Yeah, but I've heard some people say they didn't get knocked out. I know John Wall did not get completely knocked out. And then other people do get knocked out. I would go for the knocked out version.
Of course.
I mean, just don't even
what?
Remember
Might as well clip my balls while I'm knocked out too. Just get it all done at once.
Same guy will do it for you. So Cologuard is if you are healthy and you are just getting a colon cancer screening, you can do the Cologuard test, and if it comes back negative, right?
Yeah.
Then you don't have to do another test for 3 years. If you go and get a colonoscopy and you're cleared, you don't have to do another one for, I think, 10 years.
Oh, so you have to shit in a bucket every 3 years now.
Yeah, but this is a shit in a bucket. You call UPS, they pick it up.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop. You ship your shit?
Yes. You put it in a bucket. So there's a solution. There's this big jar of preservative liquid.
That's better and better.
You dump it in, and then you have to use this wand, and you have to scrape the stool, and then you have to put it. It's almost like doing a COVID test, except it's not your nose; it's your shit.
Should rewind for a second.
Okay.
You shit in the bucket first.
First you shit in the bucket.
Then you add the solution, and then you get a stick and you stir your shit.
Here's the jar of solution.
That's not nearly enough.
Oh, no.
Fill up that bucket.
Before you do that, no, you're not supposed to fill it up. But before you do that, you have to. Here's a little wand in a. It looks like a COVID test thing. There's a little wand in there.
You scrape your turds.
You scrape it. You got to get a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you put it in here and you tighten it up.
So what's the key? That test?
I think there's just 2 tests they do and they separate it.
I guess my point is, why do you need the shit in a bucket if all you need is a little sample to put on your test tube?
No, because I think they're testing both. They're testing both.
So you're sending the tube and the bucket of shit. Just want to be clear on that.
Yes. Yeah, the bucket of shit with the preservatives.
Who knew that shit is being shipped across the country every day?
I know.
I certainly did not. I thought that'd be like a felony.
And the best part is when I came home the other day, the box had arrived and it was on my stoop, and I recognized the logo, and I was like, "Oh my God, my whole neighborhood sees this colon cancer test." Okay, no big deal, right? But then once I do this and I do all the process, there's like a Ziploc bag that's attached to the box, and then you're supposed to zip it up and put it in and close it up. But then UPS person you either have a UPS person pick it up or you go. So what would you do, Drew? Would you take this box and you're shipping it in this box with the logo that everyone knows what it is, thanks to SNL, and bring it into a UPS store. I'm holding my shit here. Here, would you like to hold my shit?
That's incredible.
And I assume they're going to be more mature than we are. Or do you call up UPS for a pickup, and then they pick it up from your house, from your stoop, but now they know where you live, and they pick up your box, and they know it's shit. I mean, I guarantee UPS is doing these pickups, every driver is probably doing like 10 a day or
you
something.
You gotta just do it loud and proud. Whatever's convenient.
Yeah, I'm having them pick it up.
I mean, I'd be afraid if you leave it on your stoop, right? You know, I've talked about stories about my dog that shits on other shit. Like, what if there's like an animal that comes and it shits on your box because it's like marking its territory? It smells it.
That's UPS's problem.
True.
I don't think that's going to happen though. But yeah, so I'm excited.
Is literally. I mean, I'm excited. My mind's blown. I guess it's not as exciting as I thought about you filming it because you're literally it would just be me filming you take a shit.
I mean, it's fine. You can do it. But if it comes back negative, I don't have to do this. I can do this again in 3 years.
I mean, I think if it comes back positive, we have a lot of bigger issues here, John.
If it comes back positive, they say it can come back positive, but nothing's really wrong.
Well,
so if it comes back positive, then I need to go get a real colonoscopy, which is fine because I'm 46. I should get one. So this will really just sort of like instigate me doing it. But if this comes back negative, I don't have to think about it for 3 years, and I'll feel like I did my job, did my duty.
Yeah. Did your duty.
Did my duty. So we'll see.
Wow. I mean,
you got some time before this.
I mean, anything I'm about to say about what I've been up to lately is pretty much useless now. Because you just talked about shitting in a bucket.
I feel like I stole your thunder a little bit, but
I mean,
let's hear you. You had your date night last night. Let's hear about this date night.
I wished I shit in a bucket last night on my date, but I did. We had a nice little date night. We went out, went a nice little fancy restaurant. We had a gift card. You know, like here, we have like so many gift cards.
Whoa.
What?
You went to a fancy restaurant with your wife and you paid with a gift card?
I would never have gone to the restaurant without the gift card. Are you out of your mind? We had $300 to this restaurant.
You have a coupon?
Coupon lady. I was going to order a bottle of wine, and my wife's like, "Is that a good idea?" I was like, "We have so much money to this place," and she's like, "Is that a good idea?" And I was like, "No, you're right," because I would end up drinking a whole bottle, and then I would have. Anyways, delicious little sea bass with a couple glasses of wine, very relaxing, very good. We ended up after that. We went to Ben & Jerry's for some ice cream. And then we went to our local performing arts center and we saw the Broadway musical Beetlejuice, which was a lot of fun. It was great. Good show.
And didn't you go to like a barcade?
Oh, we did. Fuck. I forgot about that. After Ben & Jerry's, we had some time to kill because the show didn't start till 8. And we went to a barcade called Free Play in Providence, Rhode Island. And it's only a $10 cover charge, which I thought was pretty fair. And then they just have millions of old school arcades. I played the original arcade Punch-Out for you, as always.
It's so different than the Nintendo version.
It's so hard, too. Yeah,
yeah.
It's not, we actually played and beat the Simpsons arcade.
No, you did not.
Yes, we fucking did. It's unlimited lives. You just hit start. I mean, you can't, it's just, you just go.
I did that exact thing one time at a Free Play arcade type, and it gets so boring by the end because your lives last like 10 seconds.
So here's what happened. I know, it just, the difficulty steeps so much. Well, after like level 5, I was like, it's getting boring. But I was like, let me look up, see how many levels there are on my phone, really. And there's only 8. I was like, well, fuck, we're committed. We have to finish at this point. We played a little bit of Ninja Turtles in Time, though, the arcade version. That was a good one. Played some pinball, played some Golden Tee, couple other fun ones. It was a lot of fun.
Did Amy play Golden Tee with you, or she did something else?
No, she did. That's still me was bowling. You know what we fucking played, which was an incredible arcade experience? You know the old school game Marble Madness?
Oh, love that, yeah.
But have you ever played Dual Marble Madness? So it's like Golden Tee. It has that ball, right, that you can roll.
Yeah.
But it's one versus the other, and you have to get to the finish before each other, and it's like bumper balls at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was literally awesome.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So we had a great night. You know,
that
late night
fun.
It was fun.
We've lost a lot of arcades. We had like an arcade boom here.
Yeah.
And my favorite one, hyperspace, went out.
Mm.
But man, like there was the 2 times I went to hyperspace in its prime were so much fun. And then they started messing around with their space but still so much, but that's gone now. We have one really great arcade. There's 2, but one's in downtown Denver, which I don't feel like going to, and then one is way down south. So it's not near me, but yeah, I feel like we don't have any like in this area.
I know, and then we have like Dave and Buster's and shit, but it's not. I like the old school
ticket redemption stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. The pool is open. Pool season is here. We have not gone in yet. Get some chemicals right. Get the levels correct. Plus, it's been fucking like 52 degrees and rainy the last 2 days. So terrible time to open a pool, but I did it. Hopefully, I'll be in it this week. And then lastly, John, golf season has finally kicked off for me. My golf league started, which means beer and chicken wings on Thursday night, and I couldn't be happier. Played my first round the other day, played great, had 2 birdies. I shot a 40. Very happy with that for the first time out. And yeah, sprint's here.
When's the chubby bracket start up again?
Oh, you know what happened? Actually, at the golf course the other day, someone goes, "Hey, Drew, did you lose some weight?" I was like, matter of fact, I did.
You said you've been exercising. Oh, okay.
I haven't seen him since September of last year, right?
Oh, but, yeah. Well, we did the chubby bracket like May, June, July.
May, June, yeah. I kept some of it. I kept about 10 to 12 pounds off, though, which is good. I gained, I think I lost like 20 originally. Probably gained it back like 8 or 8 to 10. But I want to lose that again. But yeah, I kept some off, which is good.
Yep, same here. I'm trying to get more off, actually. I'll have to talk about that later. But oh, nice. Very good.
That's it. That's it for me. Right. Nothing, no shit in the bucket story, but that's it. Life.
Yeah, but next time,
I will say
9
really
years.
quick. Speaking of Drew's Nature Preserve, I have some problems here. I told you guys the other day I got a fucking bird problem that likes to tweet from like midnight to 6 a.m. And like, I took a video of it in the middle of the night. It was like 3 a.m. I went outside and I was I'm ready to just start shooting into the air. The other problem is I fucked up, John. You know, every year the stupid birds build their nests under my deck near the pool. Mm-hmm. And every year I get my ladder, I go up, I take the nest down, and then I throw it away. Asshole, sure, come what you want.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's a little bit of good in me, John, because this year I waited too long. You know what happens when you wait too long? You get fucking eggs. And now there's eggs in the nest. And I don't think, and if my daughter knows that now.
Yeah.
And if I did that, I would be like the worst dad in the world. And I can't do it.
Let the eggs. That'd be fun though. You can see the eggs and you see them cheap and
fun. They're gonna fucking start shitting everywhere.
Well, they'll fly away eventually.
Maybe I should leave some buckets for them. That's all I got. That's it.
You know, if we're still doing this podcast in 9 years, you're going to have a Caligard story and it's going to be fantastic.
I can't wait. I'm going to film
What a back reference.
What a back in episode.
Wait, but if I do 3 in a row, then you and I can do our Caligards at the same time in 9 years.
We definitely have to plan that.
Yes.
And then we open up the results live. And if one of us is ever negative, that'd be awkward. I mean, positive.
Nice. All right. Let's talk some ads.
Let's do it.
Fellas, have you ever wished you were a little bit taller? Maybe you matched on Tinder, but her profile says must be over 6 feet. Maybe your date wants to wear heels, but you can't because it'll make her taller than you. I gotta say. Well, I got the Short Kings covered with today's sponsor, Kanzuri. Kanzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller, I can confirm, without anyone knowing. Look, girls get heels, makeup, and push-up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence, too? We're all the same height lying down. Some a little taller than others. If you know what I mean. For a limited time, our listeners get an extra 15% off your order with the code NINDADS at kanzuri.com. The site is already 30% off. And with our code, you get an extra 15% off. That's 45% off, if you can do math, of your entire order. Support our show and check them out at kanzuri.com and use the code NINDADS.
Oh, I fucking ate Domino's today. Let me tell you, I eat Domino's like once a year.
Smooth transition. Smooth.
heartburn. Like, I can't eat this shit. I'm talking about getting 40. Anyways, spring has sprung, and our friends at Manscaped have the best tools for some spring cleaning. They've already helped men everywhere tidy up all the nooks and crannies of their body's basement. But this year, Manscaped can help them get the perfect presentation on that beautiful face with that new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Make sure all the men in your life look their best this spring by using the code NINDADS, NINDADS, to 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. John, I want to show you how dedicated I am in my sponsors. If you've noticed,
I noticed you got the goatee going.
I'm growing a beard just so I can use the product of the Beard Hedger Pro Kit.
Oh,
I want to be able to strongly say, it's hard for me to say it's good or bad if I can't use it.
Yeah.
So, been growing a beard.
I just see a goatee. Are you going from a goatee to growing a beard?
No, it's just the goatee grows in a little bit more than the beard. But
holy crap! Really? Like that's even.
That's the even.
Dude, you have a natural goatee. Are you kidding me?
Natural. It's nice. Should I leave it?
That's bizarro.
Maybe the flavor saver. Keep that.
I mean, that's weird.
Fun fact: I had a flavor saver back in the day.
Okay, what is a flavor saver? The
flavor saver is just a little shit.
Like this here.
Yeah, right, like little triangle.
Why is that a flavor? Oh, I see.
It saves. Yeah, it touches food for you.
Oh, that's gross.
It's the triangle below your lip. It's like part of the Triforce.
Triangle. It's like a landing strip. I have a story. So I manscaped this past week, and
the same time, same
John.
day.
John, why did you manscape?
John, why did you manscape?
Because
it's just natural. Doesn't everyone fucking do it like once every couple of weeks?
Because I was getting a physical at the doctor's office.
With the same girl?
Yes. And I wanted to make sure that I was manscaped. I feel like that was I'm not sure, what is the etiquette? What is exactly? What is the etiquette? Is it courteous? Or is it presumptuous? Is it sexualizing or anything?
Did you shave the dip burns?
Oh, yeah.
What do I need? Okay.
No, but I didn't get that check. Do you know when you get the ball check? Because I got the ball check the last time I got a physical with a different doctor a couple years ago.
Listen,
I'm happy I didn't get it.
Because why? Is it female?
Yeah, and I did. It's not very comfortable.
Sure, it is.
I mean, you're all shriveled up in a doctor's office.
When I go there, I ask for the ball check. I'm gonna say, hey doc, I'm here. I just check my balls. What? Why not?
We don't need to check it. Check my balls.
Check my fucking balls. You will check them.
Tell me you have a male doctor without telling me you have a male doctor, because there's no way you're getting away with that.
I asked. Doctor. I honestly asked.
Why? What is it? What is it checking?
Fucking cancer? What do you mean?
What cancer? Because you're coughing? What do you think?
The same reason you're shitting in a fucking bucket tomorrow, John. I want the doctor to touch my balls.
I'm looking it up. I want to know, what does a ball check test
they do
for
the cough
during
for what do you call it? What's the word? What's that when you get the knot? A
hernia.
Hernia, yes. They check for hernias when they make you cough. They check your actual testicle for any lumps.
Okay. Yeah, it says a testicular exam can make a guy feel a bit awkward or embarrassed, but just like... Did they score?
They scored. Sorry.
Okay, but just like checking a person's blood pressure, it's a normal part of a physical exam. The doctor checks the testicles and the area around them to make sure everything is healthy and that a guy doesn't have any problems like a hernia.
Exactly. See? I've had
the ball check twice in my life. Once when I was in high school.
That's it.
And once 2 years ago. I don't do yearly physicals. I will now, but I haven't done it before.
Our work gives us a bonus if we did a physical every year.
Wow.
They want healthy people. I respect it.
That's good. So make sure you manscape before your next physical, gentlemen.
So anyways, 20% off. I like your curiosity. I think you should. I think you should definitely shave. Before. It's like saying you don't brush your teeth before you go to the dentist, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was definitely, I was curious if it was going to happen. If I was going to get lucky. No, I don't know. But
when you use your lawnmower to manscape, do you kind of shove it between your ass crack and try to get some of the ass hair?
No.
Okay. Great. Let's move on.
Not happening. You're supposed to go, me neither.
Nope. I didn't say that, but let's move on.
Let's look at monthly mayhem.
Well, now, time to cause some mayhem.
Monthly mayhem isn't here. It's just not here, Drew.
Well, I'm going to stop you there, John, because this is the conversation I wanted to have pre-show, and I said, nope, I'm going to have it during the show. I'm going to catch John off guard.
Oh,
We need a name for this section of the podcast because we call it monthly mayhem, but there's times like today we don't have a mayhem right now. Which
it's
stay
just a
tuned, by the way.
branding. Yeah, we talked to marketing, and marketing said to call it monthly mayhem, and we said, yeah, but there's an actual monthly mayhem, and this is a segment that includes other things, and they were like, call it monthly mayhem and check my fucking balls.
Yeah,
and so we did.
Well, we have like the meat, right? I mean, we need something else. Like this is like the pre-cum stage. So like, what's another word? Like, we need something.
What do you have before you have the meat? The bun?
The buns.
The salad?
I don't know.
Or we can't do like a dinner table motif. Tim has already claimed that.
How about we put it up there for ideas, and like if we like one that we use, we'll give them like $5, maybe $10.
That they're going to come up with the shittiest ideas.
And we just don't take them. We say they're all terrible. We don't have to take one.
Okay.
How about that? Let's hear the ideas. If it's one that we love and we decide to use, we'll give you $10. If it's
10, it was 5. Like,
can
5
you do
seconds
5?
ago.
Can you do 5?
Yeah, we can do 5.
Well,
Let's
fuck
give people
5 then. Fuck you guys. You're not getting 10. We'll do $5. $5.
I don't even know why they have a $5 gift card.
All right, we'll do $5 if you come up with an idea to name this section that we use, and we might not pick one.
Might not pick one. $5. Make you holla.
You might say the bun, and we're going to change it to buns, and then that won't count.
Stay tuned next week. Soon. There will be a monthly mayhem, and it's going to be, we know what it is.
It's awesome.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt your monthly mayhem section of the show.
All right, let's do the monthly mayhem section. We have a Substack. You can find our Substack at dadsafterdarkshow.substack.com. There is a new article on the Substack today. I think you saw that today, Drew.
I meant to comment, and then we started doing something we'll talk about later, but great article.
All right.
Well done.
Yeah. The article is why I've bought every PlayStation. I took a little picture of all my PlayStation boxes. Not all of them are the original ones that I bought, but most of them are. And every PlayStation that I've ever had, I bought for a reason. And I was like, oh, that'd be a good story to tell. So I did. So you can catch that one on our Substack. Andrew, I also added the merch link to the dashboard as per the last episode. So the merch link is there. So if you go to our Substack and click on merch, you will go right to our merch store. So there you go.
More people need to buy the merch, by the way. Just buy it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Or don't. I really
I need to buy something else. Yeah. We have a merch store, and it's next in the notes. Yeah, you can get to our merch store through our Substack. Maybe I won't even read the merch link anymore. I'll just direct people to our Substack. Why give it separately, right?
Sure.
Yeah, this is the last time I'm giving the merch link. You go to our Substack and find the merch link. But one more time, just for fun, bit.ly/dads-merch-shop will take you directly there.
It's time to talk about what we've been playing.
All right, Drew, every now and again, you and I actually play the same damn games. And we've been playing the same damn games for the most part. What do you want to start with? Let's talk about, I think we've both kind of hit the end of it. Let's talk a little bit about Wildfrost. We went into the game in depth last week, and we even talked about it the week before. I have sort of wrapped it up for now.
For now.
I'll talk about that. Let me talk about that first. I wrapped it up for now. After our last discussion, I picked up a couple tips from you. I started getting my mind in a different space, different strategies. You were talking about, focus on barrage instead of the smackback. And I started doing that. In fact, that night I had a really good leader and I was really excited. I was like, I could do this. And I lost. Because no matter what strategy you have, there is something that will kill you. But the last time I played, that was the one that broke me. So I picked a leader that had, I think they were like a 6 health with a 5 attack. It was a pretty good leader. I can't remember exactly what it was. But ultimately, my leader had barrage with a 5 attack. And I had a couple other charm. Oh, I got a charm to increase their health 5. So they were like 11 heart, 5 attack barrage, and they had some other charm too. Monster. And then I got the other guys. We said our strategy was, if you're going to do smack back or anything, don't put that on the leader. Put that on another card.
Correct.
I had a really nice set of cards, strong cards. I had the one where it gets the frenzy every time. I can't remember with this particular one, but I had a frenzy where every time I got hit, I would gather one more. I was like, this is it. And I actually beat the second boss and was like, okay, here we go. And I died so fast on the first fight of the third leg. Why? Because it was the deck, and you play the same decks over and over. It was a deck that had a lot of teeth. And like on the second or third turn, my guy, I think the first time he was going to attack, my guy was due to attack. And no matter where I placed him, front, back, top row, bottom row, he was going to attack and hit a couple people with teeth, and I was going to die. And it was so depressing because I did all the math, and there was nothing I can do, and I died. Teeth, I will say this, barrage is great, but watch out for teeth, because you can't unbarrage. You are forced to barrage. And when you're hitting somebody you don't want to hit, that is dangerous. So teeth is the mortal enemy.
Well, before you hit, you can move them to the other row. But if there's, I remember there's one enemies or two that like every guy has teeth. Mm-hmm. And I think you said that's your point, right? Is if you're hitting even 2 people, you might be doing 6 damage back to you.
There was like one card that added teeth to everybody, and then there was a card that these cards were gathering teeth every time they got hit. There was nothing I can do. So it is. The thing I like about the game is every skill seems to have another skill that's sort of its opponent.
Agreed.
And I just learned teeth is really deadly. And I was just like, that's it, man. I mean, like, no matter how good a deck you have, any turn can just wipe you out. And it's stressful. So I'm going to wait for the patch. I'll wait for the patch. I'll probably pick it back up after Tears of the Kingdom. It's too frustrating. I found more enjoyment in it this week, really focusing on barrage and that sort of stuff. But it's got some balancing issues. I mean, I have done so many runs and I can't get one damn win. And I'm not learning anything much either. It's just a lucky run that I need. So
yeah. I mean, I'm definitely done with it. It's like I've not beat it. I thought I was good at it. Apparently, I'm not, because I never beat it again. I'm done. I want this game to be good. I want it to have that repeatability factor. It doesn't have it. I mean, when you're playing it though, it's hard to put down. I will say that, because you think you're gonna. It's just like Slay the Spire. Like, one more run, I think I got it this time. But overall, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's got some good bones. I think it has a couple of weak points that I think they can fix. I'm hoping they do. I would love to see the patch address it a little bit. I don't know what they would do, but just maybe tamping down the health of the cards a little bit. Sometimes you just run into a deck and it's like everybody's got like 15 health, and you just have no chance unless you have, like you said, barrage or smackback or something that is doing multiple damages.
Agreed.
I don't know, but yeah.
Well, if we never have to talk about the game again, it won't be a bad thing
until version 1.1.
Yeah.
The other game that we've both been playing is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Now, we didn't talk about this.
We have not. No, because we didn't. Last week was just Wildfrost, and it just came out.
Yep. So what do you think? What do you think of this?
Talk about it a little bit, because I've never played an Advance Wars game. Yep. Obviously, we all know I loved War Group. So I just blindly said, of course I'm playing it. You talked about it, I'm going to go in and play it. So at first I was a little iffy, and I will say it's really grown on me, and I've really picked it up over this weekend. But a few issues I have. I think the pacing of this game is off. And what I mean by that is they throw a lot at you fast. Like, within the first 3 levels, you've already learned about tanks, foot soldiers, airplanes, and like everything in the water. Like, it's I almost wish they did like an entire world on just tanks and foot soldiers in like 5 or 6 levels, and then the next 5 levels introduced like the planes. Like it was a lot to learn. Like I think now that I've been playing for like 10 hours, I think I finally grasp it all. But it doesn't. And I every time it introduced something, I said yes. Like let me read up on it. I want to like teach it to me. But it's just a lot to go into it when you have like 10 different or 12 different styles of units. So I think the pacing was off. The story, I mean, I get it. I commend them for trying to do a story, I guess.
It's super thin, yeah.
It's like almost whatever. The commanders are fun. However, I wish what I loved about Wargroove is the commander was actually on the battlefield, and you could play with them. And like Fire Emblem, if they died, it's another way to lose, and it just adds more scenarios where you have to kill the commander to win the level. That's fine. Not a showbreaker. The maps, I do feel like I'm on mission like 15 or 16. They get to be a little repetitive, right? It's all the same stuff, right? It's just grass, roads, mountains. Like, I don't know, like change it up a little bit. Like, oh, you're in a poison swamp, or you're in the snow mountainsides, or you're in a desert. Like something of just looking at the same thing every level is only my feedback there. And then fuck FOD. FOD is I actually at the end of the day, I don't mind it because it's different strategy. I just hate it.
You need it.
It's just a totally different. You got to play a little bit slower, a little bit more chess like. And the last thing I'll add about is this game requires you to have fuel and ammo, which means two things. The ammo, you can legit, if you have a tank, you only get so many shots, and you have to run out. You have to have like this little cart that runs around the map and does the ammo. You also have fuel, so you only can go so far in the map. So it's almost like it's telling you, like certain units aren't meant to last. They don't want you to do that, or you have to keep refueling it. I had a situation today when I was playing a level where I had like 6 units left, and the other guy had 1. And I think it was like a plane. And the one thing that I had left that could shoot planes ran out of ammo, John. And I had nothing to re-ammo it. And I had no foot soldiers left because they all died, and I couldn't take over their base. So I legit had 6 guys. They had 1 plane with 10 health. And I kept just like, end turn, to see if something would happen, and it just, nothing would happen. So it was in this like endless loop. I had to literally just restart the level.
Yeah.
Like, after playing it for an hour.
I've seen the AI do that where like and I don't know if it's a bug or it's on purpose to be lenient, but I've seen them where they're not using their whole force. They hold something back and it just sits there, and you're like, oh my God, if they brought that medium tank in, I would be done. And the medium tank just sits there. So I can't tell if it's a bug or whatever, but I have seen that.
And even with the FOD, right, some of the maps are decent size where, like, if you do have to kill the units, like in the FOD, in a forest, it's impossible to find them. Like, you're just searching. If they're not, like you said, they're not moving sometimes. They just stay there.
Yeah, if you got to be next to the trees in order to see into the trees. Yeah,
so there's a lot of problems I have with the game, to be honest, and maybe they'll fit it in 2. You can kind of tell me a little bit without spoiling too much is fine. I don't really mind spoilers, that type of stuff, but I did get the hook this weekend. Like, I played through like 7 missions this weekend. Like I said, I'm on like 15 or 16, which I think there's only like 20 or 22.
Which area are you in? Do you know?
What's like maybe the green one?
You go from Orange Star to the Blue Moon to the Gold.
Is that like in the green? I'm in the bottom.
The green.
I'm in the green.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm pretty far along. I think that's like the last one, and then there's like that one little small like gray or black type content. I'm assuming that's like the last level.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I think you said it best too when we were talking offline. It's like you only can really play 1 or 2 levels at a time. And then you need a break. You play a different game or something. Yeah. But the game's great. It's just I have some issues, I think, with the gameplay that makes it frustrating for me.
It's interesting because you played Wargroove first, and I forgot how much Wargroove ripped off Advance Wars until I played Advance Wars again. Every time Nell is teaching you about a new ship or
Mhm.
plane or whatever, I'm just like, oh, that's the sea turtle.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, that's the dragon. Like, and so because Wargroove is just, we've played a lot of Wargroove since the last
Yeah.
time I played Advance Wars. And I was like, wow, man, they really ripped it off. But there were those key differences, which I think were kind of tripping you, which is you are the CO. And so your leader is not on the warp on the field.
Mm.
And that's something that Wargroove made as a wrinkle. I had forgotten about the whole fuel and ammo thing,
Ugh.
but I love that it's there because you got to remember this is a war. It's not a war simulator, but this tactics game is about war, and those things are really important in war. Those logistics are important. I mean, like they don't make you like feed your soldiers. That'd be pretty funny, a little food cart. But yeah, you have this little APC that goes around and just provides ammo. So I think one of the big reasons why that is like that is so that you can't just like drop a plane or a helicopter in the corner and just camp, because eventually it'll fall out of the sky. Your subs can't just hide under the water. Eventually, they'll use more fuel. And I love that mechanic because when you use a sub, it has a normal range of vision and you can see it. But if you go under the water, your enemy can't see it unless it's right next to it, even when there's no fog of war. But it uses way more fuel.
Oh, yeah.
So by having that fuel aspect, you can change the state of your units.
Yeah.
And so I do love that strategy.
I like that. I just think like if you're trying to play a slow approach battle, and you're trying to play it smartly, because like let's say you lost the first 3. There was one battle I texted you. I said I lost 3 in a row. Like I'm struggling. I said let me just take it really slow. But if you go too slow, is my point is you're gonna run out of stuff, and then you need to start doing the ammo shit, which is just now it's like a pain in the butt.
It's kind of my favorite part of the game is that every mission is not so straightforward. Just go and overwhelm the force, right? You and I played today an online match.
We did first time. That was fun,
and it was a fun match. I was trying to blind you. You flew your helicopter in a little too fast.
I sacrificed him.
I took the helicopter out. You were climbing some mountains. You had your recon machine. Well, you brought your recon car in way too much into the fog, and I took it out. So I was trying to blind you. And that's when I brought my helicopter in and took out your soldier who was in the mountains. So I knew you couldn't really see me, but I could see you. I had guys in the mountains and I had the recon and all that stuff. But man, your rocket launcher was sitting in the freaking trees.
Yes.
And I kept forgetting about it. And you nailed my medium tank, so I had to bring it back to town to get its health back. And then I was just bringing it back, and I forgot about the rocket launcher again, and you hit the rocket launcher again. So I felt like I could have wiped you out, but I had to keep waiting for my medium tank to get its health back.
Yep.
But in the meantime, I had some really good vision on you, and I saw all your vehicles were up on the top. And so I started running my missile guy to your town. And I knew you saw that I was kind of doing that.
Yep.
I took out your vision so you couldn't see, but I was like, oh, he already knows what I'm trying to do here.
Yep.
And I still somehow won that race.
I know. I think I had you if it was just straight up kill the units. And then I saw you sneaking towards my base. And I said, all right, let me just do this first. Next turn, I'm going to start a tank to go down there and kill you. And I waited one turn too long because I got down there. I was right next to you, but I couldn't fight you yet.
I thought you had. I think your anti-air. I thought you had a unit that was going to get there because I kind of had seen it go.
Yeah.
And then on that last turn, because all you had to do was just nick my guy, and I wouldn't have been able to claim it. I wouldn't have been able to claim it. And you brought your APC, you let your guy out, but of course you have to wait a turn before you can do anything. Yeah. And then you brought your tank. It was one space away.
I looked at every one. Believe me, before I made any moves, I looked at all of them. I said, is there any one of them that can get there? And there was just none that could. So I knew I was done.
And that saved me because I couldn't make an incursion into your area.
Yeah.
Because my medium tank just kept getting hobbled by your fucking rocket launcher.
Yeah, that was
I was really trying to get that rocket launcher.
I liked the map. It was simple. The FOD played well in that one.
Yeah. So my favorite thing about the Advance Wars games is that the maps are very small, because you and I played Wargroove, and those maps can be freaking huge and make those levels take a long time. Sometimes an Advance Wars level can take a little bit of time, but it's usually because you're chugging through 25 turns. The map is small though, so I like the small maps. I want to think about positioning and whatever. If it was too big, then you're just going to keep running all your vehicles out there. It's
in a weird way, like when you get the huge map and there's 3 different ways you could go, and you kind of have to split your guys up. I like just being able to that there's kind of one way to go. And you just gotta kind of smartly position that one I enjoy more than the other ones.
Yep.
But yeah, the online play in general was smooth. It was great. It was fun. No issues. And I'd do it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Can you do like 4 players in Advance Wars online?
I don't think so. There are some maps where you have control of multiple armies.
Nah.
But I think when you go online, it's 1-on-1.
Actually, I can't imagine how long it would take to play online with 4 people.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do it. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying the mission variety. The COs, I still like to use Max. Max is my favorite. It just seems like so there's 2 main COs that I like. There's Andy,
I like Andy the best.
For the most part, I don't give a crap about, but when he does his special power, everybody gains 20% of their health back, which is very powerful. And there was one point of our match where I was like, oh my God, if he uses this, I'm in trouble. But you kept forgetting it. And then
I used it as soon as I had it.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But then you did use it, and I was like, because his ability does give you a little bit more power, but it's a little bit. It's really all about adding health to all your units.
You get health and power. Essentially, health gives you power.
Yeah. Max has a really strong direct attack power all the time. So if my tank hits your tank, it's going to really whop it.
Wait, say that again. Like that, it's like a
Max's every turn,
regardless of if he has his power.
Yeah, not even related CO is when he uses his tanks, his infantry, all his direct attacks. So not the rocket launcher or the artillery.
You have to be right next to the block. Yep.
Yeah, they're stronger, and that includes the planes and the ships.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
I thought it was only when you used his power up.
No, it's all the time.
So what's his power up do then?
His power up will make it even stronger, like insanely strong.
So does Andy not have any like overall boost?
I'm trying to remember.
I didn't realize that each CO has like an actual like what do you call it? Passive skill.
Yes.
Versus their actual like skill.
Yeah, Sammy, her skill is the infantry is stronger. So the regular dudes and then the missile dudes, and then when she captures, they capture for like 150%. So if you go to capture a town, it'll go from 20 to 5.
That's kind of useless unless you're damaged.
Exactly. That's when if you get damaged, you can still capture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really use Sammy. I love Sammy. I don't really use Sammy. I tend to just use Max, and sometimes I'll use Andy if I feel like I just want to keep getting my health up. But then the other COs, which you can use later. Yeah, one of them has a much stronger Air Force, and I forget his name, Eagle. And Eagle uses his CO power, and it makes all his planes get a second turn. It's really powerful.
Okay. Yes.
And then Drake is like, it makes his C force much stronger. They all have their own skills. So it's really fun. I like it. And then I rolled credits on Advance Wars, and I started the Advance Wars 2 campaign. I think I'm about 8 levels in.
Wow.
And the story is just sort of a direct continuation off the first story.
Which is irrelevant, yeah.
I like the way the 2 campaigns, because like I said, it's one game. Everything is one game. The shop, the online, it's all one game. They all packaged it into one game. It's not 2 separate games.
Yeah, no.
And then they just have the 2 campaigns. The CO powers work differently in the second game. So when we played online, you can choose between Advance Wars style and Advance Wars 2 style.
Okay.
In the second game, you have a CO power, But if you wait a little bit longer, you get a super CO power.
Ooh.
So it's kind of strategic. Do I use it now or do I use it later when it's more
for
powerful?
example, Andy might heal 40% or something instead of 20. Okay.
Yeah, it makes them even more powerful and whatever, but you gotta wait longer. So yeah. And I know I always liked Advance Wars 2 better, but I don't remember the games that much, so we'll see as I go. But
I honestly, cover your ears if you don't want to hear. I don't mind spoilers, but like, is there any? And it's not really spoilers in an Advance Wars game in my eyes. But is there more troops? Are the maps different? Is it all just kind of the same?
The second game has different maps. There is one new unit in the second game. It's otherwise the same.
Okay.
There's one new unit. The CO powers are different, and you're going to fight different COs. Basically, it. There might be some other stuff. I don't remember.
When you say the map's different, like just the layout, or is it still that green roads, mountains?
I think it's
the same stuff.
I think it's kind of. I don't really notice it.
I don't know. It just seems so repetitive.
I know that the road. I know the road is 0 defense. I know the grass is 1 defense.
It's just like
I don't know. I don't
imagine playing like Super Mario, where like the background is just the same and the level designs are different.
I know.
It's boring after a while, wouldn't
but
it?
if you do different designs, they're all the same thing. They all have a 1-to-1 complement.
It's just something to look at. If I want to play 2 or 3 hours in a row, John, and I'm going to play 5 levels, I just want to see a desert or a forest or something. Like I just change it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't Wargroove do that? I
think Wargroove had some different maps.
Yeah, I think they did too.
But they just, they're all the same things. I don't know. Not a big deal. I love it though. I've really loved it.
I'm growing into it a little bit. I think there's some gameplay mechanics to me that I wish were differently, but overall, I'd give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.
That's fair. I gave it a much better score, but
yeah.
And I do think it's better than Wargroove. I don't know why. I like the mechanics better, and I feel like the games go quicker. I actually haven't turned off the animations because holding ZR to speed things up.
It does. I turned mine off though.
It's just fine. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean it's very well polished. Last thing I'll say, super well polished. Yeah.
Yeah. The shop is a little boring.
I looked at it once, it never went bad.
I mean, every time you play a level, the guy's like, "Hey, I have new items in the shop. I have new items at shop."
And the shop's just customizing maps and
it unlocks maps and characters to use in the online.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It feels very tacked on. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to buy up everything.
Of course, yeah.
But I never will. I mean, like, what am I going to do? Fight 30 matches to earn enough money to buy everything? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So it feels feel like they should just give you the level. When you get to the level and you beat the level, they should unlock the level for you. I agree with that. Yeah. And then give me something interesting to buy. There's a few interesting, heavily air quoted here things to buy.
But even with like your ID tag and stuff online, like customize that with coins or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay. What else have you been playing?
Well, John, I've been playing one other game. Disney Speedstorm. Haha. Not bad. I like it. I like this game. It's obviously no Mario Kart. Let me talk about the mechanics a little bit of it. Of course I bought like the $70 version of this game, which gives me a bunch of free stuff. This battle pass.
Wait. It gives you a bunch of free stuff.
Free shit. I don't
that you paid $70 for.
Exactly. Let me talk about the mechanics of the game first before I get into the whole menus and options like that. Again, it's a kart game. So some things they do a little bit differently. I'm not saying it's good or bad, just differently than Mario Kart, because that's what we have to compare it to, right? The items, when you get them, one thing that I like about the items is if someone's right in front of you and they pick up the item, it's still there, so you can get it. They never can steal the item if you're right behind the person, which I kind of like. Like, you shouldn't be penalized for that. The other cool thing they do is if you ever hit somebody with an item, it gives you a boost, which I think is kind of cool, clever idea, right? Like, you're kind of a little bit of rewarded for actually hitting someone rather than just missing them.
Mm-hmm.
The items themselves are fine. They're, you have your turbos and the things you can throw. You can throw them backwards. Also kind of cool is every item has 2 abilities. If you hit X, you throw it either forward or backwards. But if you hold it, it kind of has like a power special, and it does something a little bit differently. than what it was. Every character has their own special, which I thought is pretty cool, pretty unique. So you can kind of play styles that way. What else with the items? There's an item that is worse. I don't know about you, but for Mario Kart, my least favorite item is Blooper. I fucking hate him. I hate him. I can't see.
Yeah.
But there's one that's worse than Blooper. If you get this item and you throw it at someone, your screen kind of has like this purple fog, and it reverses your controllers. So like to turn right, you gotta turn left. And if you're like on a turn, it's fucked up. So it's brutal. But so that's fair. The racing it has your drifting, your little drifting turbo boost, just like Mario Kart. The car is a little bit more clunkier, but you know, a lot of kart games that try to replicate it and they feel so clunky, like it's hard. I don't get that type of feel. The more you level up your characters, it kind of becomes more like Mario Kart, more kind of sticking to the track. What I mean by that is, yes, this is one of those free-to-play type games where you have to level up your characters, and that's why I love it. So, for example, every character can go up to 5 stars. You have to collect shards, right? And you get so many shards, you move up to a star. But each star, you can also level them up like 15 or 10 levels. So, star 1, you can up to level 15. Once you hit star 2, you can up to level 30. You get more shit to do that. And when you do that, you obviously boost up your stats, you boost up your items that you collect. There's unlockable for different carts and different skins and all that good stuff. It has a battle pass mechanic. Right now, this season, I guess you could say, is all Monsters Inc. So they have special characters you can unlock for Monsters Inc. They have some special trats for Monsters Inc. And then there's tons of stuff. You can play like a story mode, essentially, what they call chapters for each character, which helps unlock more shards and level up that character. You have to play that style a little bit. They have weekly events. They had weekend events. Every time you pretty much play a race, there's 3 objectives or missions that you want to do. Sometimes it's stupid, like finish in third, finish in second, finish in first. Sometimes it will be do so many drift boosts, use so many power skills. But there's always kind of 3, and the more you do, the more experience points you get towards the battle pass. The maps are fun, all Disney themed so far. They have Beauty and the Beast, they have Hercules, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Book.
Wow, those are pretty classic.
Yeah, there are some classic ones. Monsters Inc. obviously this season. They have like a Steamboat Willie type Toontown one. And then they have characters, kind of 2 or 3 characters based on each world. I may have missed 1 or 2, but a lot of customization. Overall, at first it took me a long time to understand it because there's so many things to do, but I kind of like that. You can play online with ranked mode or unranked mode. And like I said, there's tons of different campaign modes and chapter modes and battle pass modes and special event modes that it kind of keeps it fresh. To kind of unlock, and I like it. This is the great game to be playing with a game like Advanced Wars. So when I just need a break, go play a couple races. The kids like watching me play, so I'll play it on the TV. And Disney Speedstorm. Who knew? I mean, again, it's no Mario Kart. I want it to be clear, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
It's interesting that Disney, this is the second time they've done that now, where they put out a game, the other one like Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah.
And they say, this is a free-to-play game. And then they go, but you can't play it yet unless you pay us, right? Because when it came out, you had to pay for it.
Yeah,
but it was a free-to-play game.
It was 30, 50, or 70. That's what I want to say, the option.
So is it free-to-play or not, right? It's not free-to-play yet, but you can pay and play now. So that's not free-to-play. And I don't know if Disney Dreamlight Valley is now free.
It's not, though. I don't think it is, Sean. That's my point. That game's been out for a long time.
Yeah, so, it was supposed to be free-to-play. And then Speedstorm is supposed to be free-to-play, but it's not free yet, right?
And without an online mode, it's pretty much...
But can you get it free right now, or you have to pay?
No, you have to pay for it.
It's like the early access.
$30, I think, is the cheapest you can do.
So I'll be honest, I don't like that they're kind of calling this a free-to-play game. It's not free-to-play. If you have to pay for it to play, then it's not free-to-play. And you could say, well, you get currency but you have to pay for it. So
it's funny because I agree with you, and this is the same concept for Dreamlight Valley. Is these two games out there right now? There's no like go into the shop menu. You can you can't put money into it. There's physically not an option. You got to use all in-game currency that you get by doing missions and stuff.
right.
So it's not like if I said I want to get 10,000 gold coins. I want to just here's $20. I can't do that if I wanted to.
Right, which is fine.
Yeah,
but I keep hearing free to play, and it's like that's not what free to play is.
Yeah, I'm definitely confused on that. Did they change it? Is it not that? I mean, they're supporting an online battle pass, like you said, but it's I don't know.
Weird.
It's weird.
If somebody knows, let us know. But
Yeah.
it is weird. Like, okay.
It is odd.
All right. Sounds
What
good.
about you?
I've got a few games I've played, and they're all sort of rehashes and whatever, so this should be fairly quick. A little update on Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. I've died twice. I got up to I think the last time we did a show, I said my goal was to get up to and past where I had been the first time I played this game a couple years ago. I did that. So very cool. I beat Lady Butterfly. That was one of the bosses. It's not a totally linear game. There's different areas you can go to. If you get stuck in one, you can go back. It's kind of like Demon Souls. I beat Lady Butterfly for the first time. So I was very proud of that. I beat Lady Butterfly. There was another boss that was the one that totally ended me last time. I forget his name. Some of them, they have very Japanese names. I can't remember. But it was a dude in a temple up on a cliff. And I went up to him and I thought I was going to just pound him because I'm much better at it now. And I think I was a little stronger too. Nope. I had to fight that guy like 6 or 7 or 8 times, but I finally beat him. So I beat the 2 bosses that I had trouble with. I got up to, there are about, I think there's 10 major bosses in the game. So that gives you an idea of where you are. I'm up to the 4th major boss. It's the Guardian Ape. It is this big white Donkey Kong looking gorilla. It is fast. And it swings its arms wildly at you. It's kind of wild to look at. I can't beat him. I can't beat him. I'm not good enough. You've got to avoid him. You got to be very avoid. You got to dash around. I can't beat him. And he's got a second phase. And the second phase is completely impossible.
You try to watch strategies and stuff?
I have watched strategy videos. The really frustrating thing with this game and some other games, but they'll say, oh, you'll see a video, how to beat the Guardian Ape easily. And you're like, oh, sweet. And then they start talking about all these upgrades to use your firecrackers and use this and use this. And it's like, I don't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you just go through the whole game and then come back and replay? Because you can replay these bosses. Like, no. Where I am right now, I don't have those things. So
yeah,
I can't beat them. I've kind of lost my will right now. I didn't delete the game. I haven't officially quit, but I am just stumped right now. I don't know what to do. I can't beat the Guardian Ape, so I'm kind of stuck right now on that. I'm taking a break. Breath of the Wild.
Woo!
Been playing Breath of the Wild for this past month. I have had a blast. When I started playing Breath of the Wild this past month, I had a second playthrough that I had done like last year. And I was playing through it again and enjoying it. I found all the towers on the map, and I did all 4 of the divine beasts. I did it pretty quickly too. And I just kind of put the game down because I wanted to do more side questing and stuff like that. I wasn't going to go fight Ganon, obviously. And I just never really got back to it. I got busy with something else, never got back to it. So when I picked it up this time, I've been focusing on trying to do side quests, especially the ones I never did before. Like I found the 8th heroine, like that sort of stuff. So it was really cool to experience and see things in the game that I hadn't seen before. So really great. I did Eventide Island again. Loved it. So much fun. I beat it on the first try too. So I was pretty proud. Mm-hmm. And I did the DLC, the one where you have to go to like the 12 different areas, and then as you beat those areas, you get upgrades to your special powers.
Yeah,
fantastic. So all your special powers, like I can't remember their names, but Rivali's Gale, I think it is called, where it shoots you up in the air.
Oh yeah.
All of those will recover faster. I mean, which is great. I've literally had one of those skills, like Urbosa's one, which is the lightning. It's a great way to kill all the different mini bosses.
Yep.
And I'll actually have those things recover in mid fight because they recover so quickly. So I did that DLC. The Master Sword one. I really wanted to do that because I was relying on my Master Sword. That's hard. You got to go through 16 levels in a row. And I love it. It's kind of like Eventide Island. You start off naked again and you just go through. But yeah, I died a couple times and was like, I don't have the patience for this. So I didn't do that. But today I got bored and I was going to try to do the Terrytown again. And I started it and I was like, you know what? I'm like dead broke in this game. I don't have much money. I was like, forget it. So I just decided, nah, not going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you did it once.
I did it once, and it was just like I wasn't in the mood. So, yeah. But I went and I beat Ganon today. I beat him really quickly, too. I had a bunch of, like, ancient arrows, and I just, like, pummeled the guy. But it was great to experience the ending. It does remind me that the ending of the game is pretty abrupt. I didn't have all the memories this time. And so I know the dialogue changes a bit. But really, it's kind of an abrupt ending. There's not much to the ending.
It's not about the story. It's about the journey.
I know, but it's a Zelda game. It should have a good... I mean, really, the focus of this story really should be on the beginning and the end.
Correct.
And I just feel like maybe they rushed it. Maybe they didn't finish it. But I know Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is going to do a way better job with story. So I put that one to bed, but I really did enjoy all of that stuff. I loved doing the amiibo every day. I have so many amiibo. I had so much meat.
Just the block just
everything.
Falling. Yep,
I love it. It is one of the best games for amiibo. So that one's put to bed. Give it 2 weeks and I'll play Tears of the Kingdom. I also started playing Nintendo Switch Sports again today. Drew. Here's the thing.
I'm done. I'm not done. Good.
So you can't see this, but I usually have a chair right here to my right that I sit in when I play my games. That chair is not in my room right now. I put it downstairs because I am playing Nintendo Switch Sports, and instead of doing it in the living room and doing it in my office for a couple reasons. One, my main goal is I want to try to A rank all the sports.
Stop. You're not going back and doing that.
There's 7 sports. I've already A ranked 2. Sure, I said it last time. Chambara and the other one, soccer. Okay.
Oh my God.
Tennis. So I started with tennis. I am really fucking good, Drew, at tennis. And let me humble brag for a second. So I started playing Switch Sports today. I won my first 9 tennis matches today. Did not lose one time right up until our show began. So I am really good. I was throwing a lot of those matches, so my rank was like on the bottom of the barrel. I'm
legit just speechless.
So here's the second reason I'm doing that. I mean, for one, if I can A rank everything, I'll get another item. So cool. The reason I'm doing it is just to move around, just to get a little exercise. So I'm moving around in my room and I'm playing tennis and I'll do badminton.
So you're not
or whatever.
Just sitting in the chair anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sitting in my chair. I'm moving around. So that's the other reason I'm doing it.
Say so.
Just for that. I've got 2 weeks. I don't want to start anything new, so I'm going to do that. It's fun. Maybe I'll get bored of it, but I will tell you though, I'm really enjoying being free from the points. I don't have to worry about the points. I just got to focus on winning. You win and you get your rank up. You lose, so I'm not throwing anything. And I ran into at least one tennis match where the guy was intentionally losing, and it was like, wow, it's nice to be on the other side of this because that's what was happening when I was playing. I would intentionally lose matches, so. Fantastic. By the way, Florida tied it. I know you know that.
Oh, I fucking know that. Throwing overtime.
With 1 minute to go. So I'm kind of enjoying that for now. And then lastly, the only new thing that I played is the Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC. So we'll talk about this one a little bit. This is PlayStation. You can take a nap if you want to.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. That game came out February 2022, and that was actually the second game I played on PlayStation. It's one of the reasons I bought my PS5. And yeah, the DLC came out. So it is kind of a continuation of Horizon Forbidden West. It is sort of an in-between story that's going to link between the Forbidden West and the third game. We know there's a third game because if you play through Forbidden West, you know that there's going to be a third game. There is the main character Aloy, and then the main character in the DLC is a girl named Sika. And there's no need to go through the story. It's just nothing to spoil or whatever. But there's this tribe, and you have to help the tribe out. And Sika is kind of like your assistant. I found it really hard that I haven't played this game in let's say 13 months. I 100%ed this game, and I probably finished it in March at some point in 2022. So you're talking about 13 months since I played this game. I haven't even started the game in 13 months. I could not remember the controls. I really had to just go into a field and run around, press all the buttons, just like it's a brand new game, get a feel for it again. It really just left me. And this is one of those games where you're constantly getting skill enhancements. And I didn't remember how to use those. In fact, there's one combination, if you played this game, where you press L2 or L1 and then R1, and you use your special skill. And there's like 15 different special skills that Aloy can do, and they're all a little bit different, and they give you different powers and whatever. I totally forgot about that the entire time I was playing the DLC. It wasn't until the very end. So yeah, and there were a lot of times I was playing the game and fighting monsters and just not really feeling the flow. I couldn't remember which of my weapons were more powerful because that's not so simple in this game. And I just didn't have it all in my head. So by the time I started to get this game kind of in my head, the DLC was over. So it was kind of tough. I don't know if I'll try to do like some 100% completion of the DLC. It's probably not a long time to do it. I mean, if you just main quest it like I did, it's like 5 or 6 hours.
It's not bad.
But I might go back to it just because I paid $20 for it. And I don't have anything to play on PS5 right now anyway. So yeah, that was the trickiest part of it. I'd love to have a discussion sometime. We don't have to do it now about games that put out DLC so long after the game came out that you're kind of just not zoned in anymore.
It's the story of my life.
I know Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon will be like that, but whatever. It is tricky when the DLC comes out really late. We didn't have that problem with Breath of the Wild and whatever, but I had a problem with this one. So, but I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I love the DLC, and I think that was probably hindered my inability to remember the game. But it had a great final boss. That's what I'll say about it. A great final boss. Epic final boss. Honestly, maybe one of the best boss battles I've ever played in a game. It's definitely top 5. It was incredible. So good job there. And that's it. I'm going to have a very interesting set of games to talk about next episode. I cannot wait. I have some weird things lined up. One of them being Switch Sports, but that's it.
Let's get to the meat.
All right, Drew, we got an Indie World. We finally got an Indie World. It was 11 days ago.
It was.
April 19th, 2023. But we got an Indie World. I don't think we need to get into all the games. But anything stick out to you? Are you excited about it? What do you think?
Not for me.
Nothing?
Nothing. The only thing, Shadows over Loathing, but again, I didn't play the first one. West, what was it called?
Second one. Yeah, West of Loathing is the second one.
West of Loathing.
Kingdom of Loathing, I think, is the first one, but I never played that either.
What is that? Is that on the Switch?
I think that's locked on PC, and it is. Let me see. When did that game came out?
Yeah.
It's a much older game. Is a browser-based multiplayer role-playing game designed and operated by Asymmetric Publications. Came out 2003. And is it really just a web browser game?
Maybe you should play it tomorrow.
I'll be honest, it would be fun to find and just see.
It's probably short.
It's probably, yeah. And then they did West of Loathing.
Did you ever go back to the day when web browsing games was the shit? I think it was like
Flash.
Stitman.com, and they just had like millions of like Stitman games.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was that what it was? Stitman.com?
No, but I remember there was like a Stickman game on iPad in the early days.
This was like, let's see if it's still a thing. Pokey.com.
Pokey.
No. It's not the same. So, wow, this game has everything. It has a retro. What is this? Anyways,
I like it. The Kingdom of Loathing, an adventurer is you. I love their job classes are hilarious. These are the job classes in Kingdom of Loathing: Seal Clubber, Turtle Tamer, Pasta Mancer, Sorcerer, Disco Bandit, and Accordion Thief. I mean, it is West of Loathing is a game you should definitely play. It is freaking hilarious, just absolutely hilarious. I might try Kingdom of Loathing, but anywho, I guarantee you will love it. It's so funny. The humor is fantastic. I think Jesse started playing it. So yeah, there's a physical version's coming out in the fall, probably from Limited Run, because that's what West of Loathing was.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to buy it digitally and play it, or
I don't know yet? We'll see what's going on with my my daemon at the time. But is it PG rated or is it R rated?
I want to say it is for the most part PG. I don't know what the rating is.
But even like in the trailer for this one, I saw like them guys farting and shit. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're like blowing their brains out or anything.
No, there's probably a couple of like euphemisms a kid won't get in it, but for the most part, it's pretty lighthearted humor.
All right, cool. Maybe I'll give it a go.
It is fantastic. So that's it. That's really it. Oh my god.
Dad, this was not for me, John. This was I didn't even do a talk because I didn't want to just be negative the whole time. And
the talkers, we've got like 58 followers or whatever. They're all writing me going, "Where is Drew?"
I'm sure they are.
I mean, like, I don't know what to tell them.
Do something. I know. I'm just so bad with social media. The problem is I don't even like look at social media. So to say to go post on it, that's like out of my wheelhouse.
They don't do really well in terms of view counts. They're not funny. They're just informative or whatever.
It's all about having fun with yourself, John, if you know what I'm saying.
I do them just because we're not going to do a live show. And it's like, let me give some feedback quickly. But
so if you haven't, John's going to mention it, but go watch the talk. And that gives you the breakdown.
Go watch the talk.
Of your opinion.
And if you did watch the talk, you'll know the games that I'm interested in. So I'll run through them. But
sure.
I'm not really super interested in Miniko's Night Market, but oh my God, we got Miniko's Night Market. We got a release date. And it was September, which is quite shocking because this game is long overdue to be shipped. And even after multiple delays and talking about the game coming out, I remember last year in like October, they said it was coming out in 2022. And now it's September 2023. So it's kind of insane. I know it's a total Michelle game, my wife, but I'm just more interested in the story of it. The same thing with Silksong, which we didn't see. I don't think I'm going to play Silksong, but I'm just fascinated about where the hell it is. It's kind of crazy. So Miniko's comes out in September. Yeah, I am super hyped up for Shadows Over Loathing. I'd probably be playing it right now, but I'm waiting for the physical version to go with my West of Loathing physical version. So can't wait for that. I'll be playing that in the fall. Rift of the Necrodancer. Very exciting. We've seen this before. I can't remember where, but it was announced before. But this was like the first big look at it. And it looks exciting. It looks fun. I love the Necrodancer games. And yeah, Cadence. By the way, Cadence of Hyrule, did you see, is free for a week through Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah.
Oh,
so I love that game. They came out with really great DLC packages, free DLC packages for it. So Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon Puzzlers Pack DLC. I am so excited for this. I love that game so much. And I don't really get into puzzle games for too long. That game just kind of kept me gripped.
You loved that game. I remember you even made us do a fucking bounty on it when I said nobody would do it.
And nobody did it.
Exactly.
But it's so much fun. I love all the unlockable characters, and you can play. It just makes every character plays the puzzle game in a totally different way. It's just like having 12 games in one. So they're adding some characters. They're adding some game balancing. I think the game will probably get a little easier. It is really hard to get the proper ending in that game. Really freaking hard. You have to go through 10 levels in a row. You have to get the 3 keys along the way. They're always in the same level number. I think it's like, if I remember right, like level 4, level 6, level 8. I can't remember, but it's something like that. It's in the same ones. and you have to have the right amount of money at each time. You just have to really schedule it, and then you fight the boss, and then you fight the real final boss. I guarantee you their analytics showed like next to nobody did that. Just a handful of really dedicated fans did it. And even if you just want to get the improper ending, it's hard. It's a challenge. So I bet you they're going to make that a little bit easier, or maybe have some checkpoints or something like that. But yeah, there's a ton changes. I'm very excited for that. Little to the left, cupboards and drawers DLC. I'm curious how much it'll cost. If it is 99 cents, I'll probably kick some money to them. If it's $5, that will be questionable. If it's $10, forget it. I don't think it will be though.
I like the name.
We'll see. I'll put it on my wish list at the very least. I'm so burned out by that game. I did 100 days of the daily tidies. I'm done. And then Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals, we finally saw a lot more footage of it. I'm very excited for it. And yeah, we'll see. I may not be day one on a game like that, but maybe first sale or something like that. But I really did enjoy the first Oxenfree. So yeah, so I was excited. I thought it was maybe the best indie world ever.
Oh my God. You say that every fucking time.
I quickly became aware that not many people thought it was the best indie world ever. And I will say this, there wasn't a lot of new announcements there. I think everything I talked about, Shadows Over Loathing, I didn't know about, but that's been a thing on Steam. I just didn't know about it, so it was new to me.
Everything's on Steam.
Maniko, Rift of the Necrodancer, we knew about. Pocket, even we knew Pocket Dungeon was coming out with DLC. We knew Oxenfree 2, so none of it was new. We didn't get like a new thing. We didn't get like a port we've been waiting for with a shadow drop date, you know, because that's happened in the past too. But there was just a lot of games that I want to play. So that's why I think it's my favorite ever. And these haven't always been very good anyway. It's not like the competition was stiff. So, so that was fun. I'm disappointed, but I hope you play Shadows of Loathing. You'll love it. We got some new Nintendo Switch Online games. We got 4 new Genesis games: Flicky, Kid Chameleon, Pulseman, Street Fighter 2. Drew, I have some trivia for you. You ready for trivia?
I suck at trivia.
Who developed Street Fighter 2?
With the publisher?
Yeah, no, who's the developer?
Konami?
Nope. Game Freak, the same company that makes Pokemon. I'm just kidding. Pulseman was made by Game Freak. So that is the clever thing there. So if you play Pulseman, you have the expansion pack, right?
Of course.
Okay. So if you put Pulseman on, you can tell Evan, this is made by the people that made Pokemon.
He won't understand.
Pulseman actually predates Pokemon, so you can play Pulseman and go, like, some of these people went on to make Pokemon before it existed. Like, that's actually pretty wild. But yeah, Street Fighter 2 is great. So I don't know. Some of those games are pretty cool. I don't know. But they're just Genesis games. Is it? I mean, do you like Nintendo Switch Online?
So let's talk about that, because I feel like I was just looking at it on my Switch a second ago, but I'm just so disappointed with the NSO, right? I mean, I get fans have been yelling all these years, like, oh, I want to be able to play on, like, why does the NSO just focus on like the back catalog of games? Because I'm going to be honest, the best part of NSO is when they had these other games. Like Mario 35 was awesome. I loved Mario 35. Yep. Even Tetris, whatever it's called, Tetris 99. I'm not a big Tetris fan, but like, that's cool. And they're still supporting it with the Matsuman Cups, whatever the hell they're called. They did the Pac-Man thing. Short-lived, but sure. Well, again, if you love Pac-Man, it was fun. Like, that is what, to me, makes NSO was so special. Like, I just wish... Let me ask you this question. When you want to play one of these sites, if you were to go play Pulseman, how would you go play that? Would you go to the Sega? Like, what would be your process of loading up Pulseman?
How do you mean? I would go to the Genesis app. It would update, right? And then it would go, there's something new. And then one of them would be Pulseman, and I tap the button. And I have a Genesis controller.
So first problem, right, is you have to go to a certain app. So I honestly did not know this. I just figured this out for myself for the first time. If you go to the NSO little icon on the bottom of your home screen, right, you can actually go to, hold on, It's loading up here. You can actually go to the games, right? You can go, it's the second tab on the left, right? And it shows you all the games. Did you know you could hit R and it goes over to, wait a minute. It doesn't even fucking have the Sega app on here. You're shitting me.
Oh, you don't have it on your Switch?
Do you throw the expansion pack? Maybe you throw the expansion. You could directly load a game from here. Did you know that?
Yeah, it launches it from there.
But I guess my point is, it's just like, I want to be able to, like, there's no point for me to go to the NSO app. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me, John. I just want to have like a nice interface that I could go on there, but I'm going to play an online game. And I'm just tired of the old retro games. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the Game Boy games, even I'm satisfied with the N64 stuff. It was nice that they did GoldenEye that you could play online with other people.
You played Minish Cap?
Minish Cap, yeah, like that stuff's fine, but like 4 more Sega games, more NES, I don't know. I'm just disappointed with it. Like, do more free trials, and they have been. They've been doing good. And don't get me wrong, I'll still continue to pay for it. But I mean, what's your overall feel on the NSO? I just feel like it's such a letdown.
I had Game Pass for a year and a half or so, and then now I have PS Plus Extra, and I love those services so much because you can just download new games, and play them for free. Not every new game. A lot of them are older games or whatever, but they're not like NES games level. I mean, they're talking about maybe a couple years old or whatever. And I'm so used to those services now that I wish Nintendo had one. And I understand Nintendo's not going to release their brand new first party games. I think eventually Xbox Game Pass won't either. But I do wish Nintendo's service did like make available indie games and whatever that you could play on the service. I like this service is like, okay, this is cool or whatever, but I do wish that there was like modern games that I could download and play. The trials are fine. Every time a trial comes, it's either a game I don't care about or a game I already own. Mm-hmm. So I have never been able to take advantage of the trials. Like this week, A Cadence of Hyrule. I hope a lot of people who haven't played that game play it. It's really one of the best games. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they're so infrequent. I've just never been able to take advantage of one. ARMS was cool. Already had it. And the games are usually pretty old. So you're getting a trial for a very old game, probably a demo, that you could have put out. I do own the N64 controller, the NES, the SNES. I think I own all of the controllers right now. And I do love that because it lets you play the game the way it's intended. When you're reading the tutorials on the screen, they match your controller. Sure. I love that. No, yeah, and I've played a decent selection of Genesis games. I did Castlevania Bloodlines not too long ago. I really enjoyed that. I haven't really played through anything N64 because I just hate it. I was going to play through GoldenEye, and I just absolutely can't stand it.
I'd put a lot of GoldenEye.
But we played a lot of ice hockey. I've played through several NES games. I never played Super Nintendo games I never played. So I do enjoy the service. I don't play it as much as I really should. Oh, and we did Super Mario World and Super Mario 3 recently.
Yeah.
I just wish I played it a little bit more, I guess, but that's not on me. I feel like the expansion pack is pretty expensive. Excuse me. The thing that convinced me to get the expansion pack, I think, was the Animal Crossing DLC. But I did it too late, and Michelle had already bought it, so I kind of ruined that. And I still kind of want to play that DLC at some point.
I just feel like I just wish there was a reason for me to log on to it more often, right? I mean, you think back to the stupid Wii when it was like one of the first consoles to like be online, and you had like the vote channel, and you just went on every week or every day, whatever the fuck it was, just to vote. Like, there's no reason for me to go to that NSO app at the bottom of my home screen. Like, there's just, besides these stupid new little icons I can make, that I can't even combine the colors with one another. Like, it's just, I just wish, like, nowadays, 2023, Nintendo Switch, like, I should be able to just, it should incentivize me to click the NSO app and have something fun there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems to me,
it's not everything that it could be. There is fun to be had. I think especially if you think about the price of it, it's super cheap. I mean, what is it, like $20 a year for yourself and 35 for a family? Like it's almost like you don't have to think about it. That's
correct.
It's cheaper than a budget game. Expansion pack, I felt like really upped the ante.
What's the
a lot.
expansion pass price?
I think it's like $80 for the family.
And that gave you Game Boy Advance and 64 and Sega.
And Genesis, yep. So they give you some things, but they're old games, and you don't know what you're going to get.
But all the DLCs...
I want to play Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages really badly.
I'll play those too. And
I'm
the
excited
DLCs,
for those, but...
like Mario Kart, like you say, Animal Crossing, that's all
that
expansion
nice.
pass as well.
Yeah, they threw in the Splatoon 2 expansion pack like years later. It was like, oh my God, like, yeah. I get it. Just throw it in. Nobody's buying it anyway. Throw it in and make it a perk. Nobody was buying it, so you give it away. But yeah, I just feel like they're just willy-nilly doing random things, throwing in, like, I mean, did anybody buy the expansion pack so they can get like, Street Fighter 2, Pulse Man or whatever? I mean, there's people out there that are excited, but you don't know
how many people booted up Pulse Man.
I'm sure there's a group of people that did, but nobody got the expansion pack because they were like hoping for Pulse Man. We should try Street Fighter sometime, just out of curiosity. But
I would try that
with the 3-button Genesis controller.
We should have a Street Fighter tournament. We should pick a night.
Yeah, I just wish it was a little cheaper. The other thing that's weird about the expansion pack is they are charging you not for what that package was at the beginning. They're charging you for what that package will be at the end.
Agreed.
And they're making you wait month after month after month.
Yep.
Give me all the Game Boy Advance games. Give me Seasons and Ages. How long do I have to wait before I can play Seasons and Ages?
What's the rationale behind that?
It's so that every month you have something to look forward to that keeps you on the service. They're not giving it to you at once.
No, yeah.
But you're paying. They're literally paying for it when it's not there. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
It makes me, I actually do consciously think, do I want to drop the expansion pack? I would never drop Nintendo Switch Online, even though I don't really use it very much. I don't play online stuff very much at all.
You said, for so cheap, it's like...
It's so cheap, you don't even think about it.
But that's the other thing. You need it to play online. Like today, we wouldn't have been able to play.
Probably we would not have been able to play. And Mario Kart, like in the early days, you had Splatoon, Mario Kart. And the funny thing is, when those games came out, the service was still free.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'd never give it up. I want to play Mario Kart, Smash, and all those games.
Are you doing the Splatfest next weekend?
I just never do. I just haven't gotten
I say I'm going to, but I know, will I?
I know. I keep saying I'm going to get back into Splatoon 3, and I never do.
Anywho, that's my rant. That's your rant. What else we got?
Tears of the Kingdom is coming out. I asked this question of the Nintendo dads, and I'm going to ask you. What plans do you have? Any special plans for Tears of the Kingdom release May 12th?
Not. I did make the dog vet appointment that day, so I probably will work from home. I do have to go to Best Buy at some point and pick up my controller that I pre-ordered.
Oh, okay. Mine doesn't come in for another few days after that.
For delivery, or you get pickup?
I got it through Target. Yeah, it's going to be delivered like a few days later. I don't really care that much.
Best Buy was only doing pickup, I believe. They weren't doing delivery, so I had to pick it up. So I did go pick it up. Mm-hmm. That's it, though. I mean, I'll probably play, but like I said, I actually have the game. Actually, I have to pick up the game too at GameStop. So if GameStop ever did a midnight release, I thought about this. Would I go get it? Probably wouldn't play that night, but like when I wake up in the morning, I could play, and I wouldn't have to wait until they open at 11 a.m., which is what. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be able to play at 8 o'clock or something.
Oh, totally.
So I might get it at midnight if they did a midnight open, just so I could play it early in the morning. I wouldn't have to go out later on. Yeah.
So this came up with me last week. I'm taking May 12th off, and I'm taking the following Monday off. So I'm taking a 4-day weekend to play.
25 hours at least.
And here's the thing, though. I ordered the standard edition and the special edition, but the special edition is going to be late, as far as I know. It's going to be like 3 or 4 days late. And so I've decided I'm going to order another standard copy of it, and then I'll just sell it later because I'm doing a 4-day weekend, and I'm going to play it a ton. And Michelle's going to want to play, and I don't want to have any battling for the cartridge.
So did you pre-order another one and do like pick up that morning?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was like, well, if I'm going to order another copy, do I order it at GameStop and do a midnight release? Can I do Target? They open up earlier. And I was trying to figure out
Walmart,
what to do.
24-hour Walmart.
Apparently Target sort of sucks with launch day games.
Launch day anything. Remember I was trying to find the Mario toys?
Like they're not like set up for that sort of thing. They're just much more casual with their gaming section. Yeah. I tried to order for pickup just to see what would happen. And I couldn't even pick it. I can't even do pickup. Yeah, so I didn't do Target. GameStop, they'll probably do a midnight release, but I guess you don't know about it until before. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do midnight release or not. So I'm ordering it from Best Buy. And so I can't play it until 10 a.m. that morning. And I don't want to buy it digital because I can't sell my copy.
Yeah.
So I am taking 4 days off. I'm going to go pick it up right away. The one thing I did do was I need to get tires changed on my car. So I made my discount tire appointment for like 1:45 on the 12th.
Smart.
Because what am I going to do? I'll just bring in my Switch and just play Tears of the Kingdom while I sit there and wait. Might as well. So instead of taking some other time off of work. But yeah, I'll be playing it for like 4 days straight. Mother's Day is that weekend.
Well, it might be. Is that US Open weekend too, maybe?
Oh, gosh. I don't mind that it's Mother's Day weekend. It's like, okay, we'll probably need a break anyway. I mean, not going to play it all the way through. But yeah, Mother's Day. Got to think about that.
Oh, no, US Open's not till June.
I think I'm really looking forward to that Monday when I can really just sit there and play all day.
PGA Championship.
It's going to be fun.
On May 18th. We're good.
I did get, Michelle got the Switch, the OLED, the Tears of the Kingdom OLED. Came out. Yeah, that came out 2 days ago on Friday.
Yeah.
And she switched her over. She got the Animal Crossing Switch.
Wow. So she wanted to get rid of that one?
She didn't. Well, I mean, it's, in the box to keep. But this is their first time on an OLED. So, yeah, we transferred her Animal Crossing Island. That's all done. And we got all the games over. And so, yeah, she's enjoying the OLED screen. She's not very excitable. Did they win or lose?
They lost.
The Bruins lost. Oh, my God.
Wow. They sucked. They sucked.
That's too much pressure on them. They had too much pressure. That sucks. But yeah, looks pretty. Looks nice. Michelle's excited. And, the game's not on there or anything like that. And that's it. Nice case. Everything about it. I was a little jealous of it because I have the Splatoon Switch and I don't play Splatoon. But yeah, no, I'm glad Michelle got it because then I get the box and I can keep it up there and that's it. We have a glut. I used to, whenever I got a new Switch, I would sell the old one. I have a glut. I still have my old red one. We have the old Animal Crossing one. I have my old gray Switch Lite. So I don't know what to do. They're just kind of glutting up now. It's getting a little bit too much. So we'll see. All right, let's move on. We got a bunch of listener questions to go over.
Sure.
Do I need to give you a moment? Do you need a minute to cry?
I mean, I'm not like a diehard Bruins fan. So
if you're not a big sports fan, the Boston Bruins had the best win record in NHL history.
Like 12 losses or something ridiculous.
Yeah, they lost, I think, 12 games all season, and 80, they just lost Game 7 of the first round of the playoffs to the 8th seed. Like, this isn't like they got to the cup and lost. It was a disappointing season. No. This is they lost the first playoff series in Boston.
In Boston.
And you don't want to be anywhere near
winning the series 3-1.
They were leading the series 3-1? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do they play? What's the name of their arena?
They play at TD Bank.
TD Bank. You don't want to be anywhere near TD Bank right now. There's going to be a lot of angry Boston people throwing shit all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointing. All right, we got a bunch of listener questions. First question from Ben Dover. What is the next Nintendo movie you want to see, and in what style do you want to see it?
I'll go first, John.
Good question.
I want to see Punch-Out movie in the style of like Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
You did not.
I did. That's what I want. That's it. I want to just see the story of little Matt dominated the circuit.
My answer was I want to see the Legend of Zelda movie in the style of Spider-Man across
Really?
across the universe. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that style. I don't think a lot of other Nintendo properties will look as good the way they're doing the Mario movie. I just don't think that style will translate.
No.
They could do it and surprise me, but in my mind's eye,
I agree with it. Jesse said in the other episode, Zelda, I think, gears towards a better, I hate to say it, live action TV show. It just does.
I just can't. I can't imagine a Link. What are you gonna get? It's got to be.
It's fine.
Are you gonna get an adult? Is it gonna be The Rock? I mean, like, I don't know. Who's who's Link? Can you name one actor you think?
I think I'd better with it a no name.
And would it be a kid?
Do like a 20-something-year-old.
Yeah, I just don't know. I can't visualize any of the movies. I know I always wanted to see a Metroid movie with J-Law as Samus. I think that would be amazing. But that would be live action. And I feel like they have to do Zelda. I don't know of anything else. I mean, I think they're going to do Donkey Kong. I think that's the most logical thing. I know we've heard heavy rumors about it, but a Donkey Kong movie.
Yeah.
In the same style. And they can do that in the same style. It's probably the most likely thing to happen. But honestly, right now, I'm not excited for a sequel or anything. I enjoyed this movie. I think it's super successful. I hope they just don't start making it Star Wars and just overdoing it. But
yeah, I don't know if they will.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see more, though. All right, good question, Ben. Next question from Esco Richard. Should you go chase waterfalls or stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to?
You go chase those waterfalls there. That's my answer.
I was curious if you'd get the reference. You're a youngin'.
Oh, come on.
Always chase those waterfalls, man. That's just the way you get through every day. You got to have a goal. Don't stick to what you're used to. Solo Something has a question. Have you ever run into someone randomly that has recognized you from your content online? You have any talk groupies there, Drew?
I don't. The only thing I'll say is not dad's related, but when I was in Disney once, I was wearing my other Disney podcast shirt, and I was at a restaurant, and a guy started asking me about it and stuff, and then it was actually at our hotel resort, and then every day the guy treated me like a king. Afterwards, like he gave us we went back to eat in there. Another night he gave us priority seating, and he was like, "Oh yeah, come on in."
So he didn't know about the Disney guys.
But then once I told him, he knew who we were. He started listening to us. Later on, he started emailing me. I think he worked at one of the restaurants on Disney property.
I see. All right.
Yeah, that was it.
Interesting.
I don't think I really. You? I mean, I don't really have.
I think my biggest super fan that I ran into was Kuzi's sister, Angel, because she listened to our show, and then I met her. And like she seemed pretty excited to see me. So and she's still listening. Hey, Angel. But that was like the first time I met somebody that I didn't already know, through the show. Other people like that I've known through my gaming groups who listen to the show, Alex and all them. They all knew me already. So that was the first time. No, it hasn't happened. I don't wear my shirt out. I have a Dad's After Dark show tote bag, and we're mostly an audio. I mean, we've done a couple video things.
That's a good point too. Yeah, people would. Yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, think about even Discord. How many people? There's a good amount, but compared to the number of listens we get, like whatever it is, 90% of the people might not know what we look like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not like streaming. We're not doing YouTube content too. So it would be interesting to see if you got recognized from video stuff, but I just don't anticipate it happening.
Though I do expect you to cut a video of your shit bucket and put that up later somewhere.
I've got a Dad's After Dark sticker. Maybe I'll slap it on the box.
Oh my God, when you sent it in.
Yes. That would be pretty good. All right. We have a question from Darth Platypus. This is an interesting one. If you had to go to karaoke, what would your song choice be?
Oh, you go first. I want to hear this.
I've never actually been to karaoke. Shocker. I'm not much of a bar hopper, club goer, or anything like that. So I've never been to karaoke.
You could do karaoke in your own home, though.
You do it in the shower every day.
New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this one, and what do you pick, right? Because
Yeah, sure.
a lot of the music I like is female artists. I like the crooners, the singers, the piano players, the guitar players. I like that. But I wouldn't play that. I wouldn't do that at karaoke. So
Meatloaf.
I got to tap into, oh my God, my brother and sister, they would Meatloaf Paradise by the Dashboard Lights every single time.
All right, so what do you got?
So I was thinking of what are my favorite songs by male singers I think I could sing. And I came up with a selection of perfect songs. I'm not sure if I could pull them off, but the perfect songs.
Oh, you've overthought more than I have.
The perfect songs to me are The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson. Reflecting God by Marilyn Manson. It's too bad Marilyn Manson is an asshole. He's really ruined things for me, but
apparently not. He's your number one karaoke song. So
I mean, his old music is incredible. Like if you've never heard Reflecting God, throw that on and put the car stereo up. Chop Suey by System of a Down.
God, we gotta go do karaoke. This would be incredible for me. I gotta take you.
Are we gonna do Chop Suey together?
This is not like safe songs here.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you can pull it off or what it is. Added Up by Violent Femmes, I think would be a good one. And what do I have? Guerrilla Radio, Rage Against the Machine.
I mean, you just selected half an album. I thought the question was one song.
Well, I have to pick one, and the thing is, I don't think I can pull off.
Listen, there's one answer to the best karaoke song, and that's gotta be "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. And if they don't have that, I gotta go with probably something like.
How are you going to sing that?
Listen,
you can't sing it. You're not even close.
I don't have karaoke. You just don't know the words. You don't have to have the tune. And if they don't have that, I'm probably going with something like Ricky Martin, "Living the Vida Loca."
Ricky Martin is amazing.
Great karaoke song.
Yeah. What's the World Cup one? Ole. Is it the same? Ole. No. What is it?
No.
Cup of Life. The Cup of Life. The Cup of Life. Yeah, he's amazing. But how do you sing "Don't Stop Believing"? And you'd be like, "Don't stop believe." Like everyone hears the high voice, and you're giving Drew.
No. You gotta play off that. You have a few drinks, John. Anything could happen. You didn't hit those high notes.
Let's hear it.
Don't stop believing.
Oh my God!
And put a few more drinks in there, and then forget about it. Game over.
I'd have to be completely wasted in order to even try it.
Well, you can just do Marilyn Manson sober then.
I'll do Chop Suey because I'd practice the very. I'd have to practice. No, the speed singing is like I'd have to practice a little bit, but then I'd be ready to go and be like, "Oh, let's do this." And then if I'm gonna drink, I'll drink after. I gotta get that song through. Table. Nobody knows what he says.
Nobody.
Like,
you just say anything, and you guys got it.
All right, good question. Darth Platypus. Hoots. We offended Hoots here.
No, you offended Hoots. Maybe I did too, actually.
I think you pretty much agree.
I do agree, though.
Hoots quoted, "Anything's better than Loop Hero," which I think I said. Anything's better than Loop Hero? I almost feel betrayed. Aside from the above, what is your next most controversial gaming opinion? A great game you hate or a mid to bad game you love?
I'm going to be blunt. Pine still resonates to the back of my mind.
Do you love Pine, though?
Listen, Pine was a journey. It was an adventure like nothing I ever went through before. And it had a unique gameplay mechanic. And I've always think about it. Would I ever play it again? Hell no.
What is the unique mechanic?
I don't remember, but I just remember it was there.
When the items pop in at you, that's because the game is loading.
No, you had to gain what's the word? Trusts with each tribe. And if you went against one tribe, then the other tribe would you gain its trust. It was that balance.
Oh,
it was
I see.
Cool little concept of Pine.
Gerda had that too, but yeah.
Honestly, though,
clearly the only answer here is Ages of Mages.
Great game. I mean, it's well balanced.
It is a shitty game you love, and it also is a great game that I do not like.
That's fair. But what about the other way around? What's one that is recognizably known as a great game that you don't like, maybe?
And mine is always, I have a few, but my big one is always Red Dead Redemption 2. I absolutely do not like that game, and I finished it. I did not like that game. Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a game that everyone crows about and loves, and when I play it, and I've played it twice, it's so obvious the design issues, the lack of warp points. The story is like a big middle finger at the end. You play through that whole game, and 99% of players will get the FU ending, and it sucks. Like, I don't think that was deserved. I don't like the power-up system. It's so slow upgrading your sword. So Hollow Knight is definitely up there. And then more recently, Sparks of Hope. I just really didn't like Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope very much. I was bored almost the entire time. Kind of a disappointing game, but it was up for Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, and I think it's fair. I mean, every game's different. There is no such thing. I'm going to say this again. There's no such thing as a great game. There's no such thing as a bad game. It is everybody's opinion of it. It's okay. There are games that tons and tons of people love, but that does not mean the game is objectively great. It's still everyone's opinion. So it is totally fine if you play a game. I saw on Reddit someone, the Gardens Between, and then some person had said they just did not like that game, and it was like, that's fine. Everything's individual to it. What can you do? One game that never gets good reviews, I think, or maybe I'm wrong on that, but nobody ever talks about, nobody ever plays, that I just love to death. I've talked about it, is Valiant Hearts: The Great War.
Nope.
It really is one of the great gaming experiences I ever had. And it's just a little puzzle platformer with a story about World War World War One. It's World War One. And it's just one of the great experiences, and nobody ever plays it. And it's amazing. Just an amazing game. But yeah, I think everyone, Spelunker on NES.
You could go on forever. Let's move on.
Not really, but yeah, Spelunker on NES. I love Spelunker on NES, and it is just
Spelunky. How about
bad game?
Spelunky, we both hated.
Spelunky, we played the Spelunky, right? Yeah,
2.
We played Spelunky.
1?
No, we played 1.
That game was a disappointment.
We played 1.
Not what
we really need to try that again.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Spelunky 1. Terrible. Good question, Hoot. Sorry about a Loop Hero.
Yes.
It's not great.
It's not great. I mean, it's not terrible. Not great.
First 5 hours, great.
Great. Agreed.
We both did. And then it just... And then, okay, Shatsworth 7. Shatsworth, you made it. Shatsworth, you made it here. Shatsworth 7 is our super fan. And they have been going through episode 1 all the way up. They found us.
They've been going quick.
They're going quick, but like living in the past, Shatsworth. So Shatsworth, you're going to make it here, and you finally made it, buddy. Made it. Here's your question. As I've been journeying through this podcast, you've talked about the Ori games and even played a song from Transistor.
Don't remember that, but let's go with it.
Remember, we used to do that. I used to play some songs, and then YouTube was having trouble with blocking, so we just stopped.
I'll take your word for it.
Ori, you're getting old, man. Ori and Transistor are 2 of my all-time favorite video game soundtracks. What are your favorites? And do you ever listen to them on their own, or just enjoy them while you're playing the game?
Straight question. It's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm a visual guy, especially being my background in the cinema world.
Boobies.
I love putting visuals with music. I think that just works better. I will say Ori, for that one reason, is probably one of my favorites when you combine the two.
Yeah.
I typically do not listen to video game soundtracks outside of video games. I don't know. It's just not something I normally do. Like I said, not that the music's bad. I just think it works better within the video game, and I like to keep it that way. But I'm gonna go with Ori. I know that's cheesy because that's what he said, but that's what I go to as far as music in a game. What about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'll play a game and say, "Oh, I love the music in that" or whatever, and I don't really listen to it. I have 3 playlists on Apple Music that I'll listen to from time to time.
Yep. Same.
And I think I've mentioned the same couple. Though I have the Life is Strange soundtrack.
Marilyn Manson.
Yes, really should have been in there. The True Colors soundtrack. There are a couple of really great songs from True Colors, but the rest of them I don't really listen to. No, Life is Strange, True Colors.
Oh, of course.
Sayonara Wild Hearts. I have the soundtrack. I don't listen to every song, and I assume most people do the same thing, right? You don't listen to every song from the game. You just pick out a bunch of favorites,
sure.
I assume. So I have a selection of like 8 songs from Sayonara Wild Hearts. Incredible. I'll listen to that over and over again. Never stop. And then Crypt of the Necrodancer, I actually have the playlist for that one. That one's really good. I need to get the Cadence of Hyrule one. I haven't found it on Apple Music. I would totally do the Cadence of Hyrule one too if I could find it.
Xenoblade Chronicles had a lot of good music too. I will say, as much as I didn't like the third game, all the other games too, even the new one does have really good soundtracks. But again, it works with the game.
Yeah, I remember Hyrule Warriors had a really good version of the Legend of Zelda theme.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I bet you that would be a good one to get the soundtrack.
I just can't see myself driving down the road or something like jamming out to the boss fight music.
I mean, our podcast has the Mike Tyson theme, or the exercise theme.
Yeah, so good.
What would you call it? The fitness theme, dude. Did you watch the new Ted Lasso this week?
I did.
Did you see in the beginning when Roy Kent is with Jamie Tart and he's exercising, and Jamie Tart's in a fully pink jumpsuit?
I mean, how is that not it? That's got to be a throwback. Because they've made a lot of video game references in the past too.
Yeah,
it has to be a reference to that.
Absolutely had to be. It was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, same with you. Just I enjoy the game, and that's it. When I went to do when you play Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild mostly has very light piano music.
It does,
stuff like that. When you get to Hyrule Castle, they really start to amp up. It's a really nice soundtrack in that area. And then when Ganon reveals himself, I mean, you hear they have full on orchestra with singers going. It is epic.
And massive games like that, even Xenoblade and even Breath of, it's tough because you're starting to put hundreds of hours or 100 hours into the games. You got to be careful with the music because I don't want to listen to the same shit on loop either.
Yeah.
So it is that weird, tricky balance where you could have like 100 hours of music as well somewhere.
Yep. So. Yeah, remember those old NES games where it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then it loops after 10 seconds and then that's it. It's like over and over and over again.
But good.
All right.
Good stuff.
Good questions, everybody.
Great questions. Thank you, everyone, for providing those. John, what do we have coming up the next few weeks?
Nothing much. Nothing big coming out.
We do have a special episode next week, though.
We do. Have we really planned that? Should we be talking about that?
We're gonna do it. We have
even though the Bruins lost.
It just means I'm gonna have to watch. I don't have to stay up late the next month and watch them.
I guess so. Nope, we got some big games coming out over the next couple of weeks. 3 really big games. First one for the Xbox fans, Redfall comes out May 2nd. That is that looter shooter Vadooter Arcane Studios game that's coming out May 2nd, Xbox exclusive. Hogwarts Legacy for PS4 and Xbox One. It's kind of crazy.
When's the Switch?
The Switch is still a ways off, I think, and we don't have a specific date, but the last gen systems are getting it May 5th. So if you've been waiting on that, really good game. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm kind of surprised it took this long, but okay. That's coming out again for PS4 and Xbox One. And then a little game called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out May 12th. That's it, but they're big games. You know what? When I do these lists, by the way, there's always lots of little games that are coming out, but I just hit the highlights, Just hit the highlights. If you feel like I skipped a game, I hope I didn't slight you.
I don't think you did.
But that's it. And we'll be back next week. We shouldn't really commit. We're going to talk about Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. I think there's going to be some trivia involved, Drew. I think I'm going to have some trivia for you.
I'll have to find a game too then for you.
You may want to prep. A little bit. Maybe we'll see if Kuz has some trivia.
The worst person in the world for trivia.
You know, I feel like Breath of the Wild was such a great game. You got to be ready for Tears of the Kingdom.
Sure, I was ready 5 years ago when I played it. Besides that, zero input. But let's do it.
Why don't you do a second playthrough this week? See if you can get through it in 1 week.
How about no?
How about
the no start?
All right, man.
All right, dude. Good show.
Fun. Sorry about your Bruins.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Mets play a doubleheader tomorrow. I get to enjoy that while I work. It'll be fantastic.
I'll go Colorado. 0-0.
Oh yeah, that game's just starting. I gotta get
into the first. Alrighty.
Woo, it's gonna be tough. All right, man.
All right. Peace.
Good night, dads.
Boy.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available, including Google, Overcast, Spotify, and Stitcher. And if you're using Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. Pretty please? Be sure to join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in our Dads After Dark channels for some naughty After Dark talk. Leave us a voicemail with Anchor and we'll play it on our next show. Check our podcast description for the link. Follow us on Twitter and now TikTok at @NDadsAfterDark or email us at dadsafterdarkshow@gmail.com. And a big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's music. That's all for tonight. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.